his love was just give me more and support me. But what I needed was for him to just ignore me and to not support me.
My name is Judson, Senior Project Manager at Pro West Roofing, and welcome to my build.
What are you all doing? Like, you just got a brand new F-250, a motorcycle, like, what are you all doing? And I said, knocking doors. And I was like, that's when I started my roofing career. Started off with a bang, and I sold 2.6 million my first year.
All right, Justin, so give us the backstory on this house, man. How'd you come across this?
Yeah, so I approached this property, didn't know if it had any storm damage, but wanted to introduce myself, give a free drone inspection. Type of roof like this has very lightweight tile. It's a Mexican handmade sand cast clay tile roofing system. I couldn't see from the way the house was set up if it actually had damage or not, but I knew that in the area it had high winds. So I introduced myself. Told him I could give a free drone inspection, had the possibility of getting a new roof paid for by the insurance. The homeowner was intrigued, but said that she actually had copper gutters going to be installed on the whole perimeter, so it wasn't the right time. She was going to check with her GC on what he thought and then get back to me. Kind of took a shot, had no idea if it had damage, and then just built the relationship and stayed consistent and did the follow-up, and it worked out. This is going to be one of the most beautiful roofs I've ever done.
Judson, how'd you get into roofing?
Yeah, man, at the time I was in a phone sales room. My buddies were knocking doors, selling roofs, and tried to recruit me, and I said, no, I'm not going to knock doors. Like, that's ridiculous. And they kept leveling up their trucks. And so I'm like, yo, like, what are you all doing? Like, you just got a brand new F-250, a motorcycle, like, what are you all doing? And I said, knocking doors. And I was like, shit, I'm in a phone room grinding, sitting in this room where I don't enjoy my work, not making hardly but like maximum $1,000 a week. And I just don't see that as my future. I'm like, there's way much more potential in this roofing, but like, it's gonna take a lot to get started is what everybody tells me.
Yeah.
And so I got blessed. I had somebody tell me, hey, I see you doing really well at your sales. You should, if you quit your job right now, we'll give you a draw. We'll give you an advance to start your roofing career. Wow. And that's when I started my roofing career. I started off with a bang, and I sold 2.6 million my first year. Just got after it.
2.6 million your first year?
Yeah. With these things. So I started off in roofing. First year did 2.6 million. Stayed with that company for a while. Never made less than double digits. So like, it was just a massive change in income for me, and I just saw so much more opportunity. I came to a point where I just wanted some more. I wanted more. I wanted more than just what I could produce. I wanted to learn more and invest more and like be around more of a culture. And so I ventured out and I searched for a different company. And the company and the culture was great. They were just a little young. So I ended up, approaching a commercial property in Tucson, and we had set it up. I got the meeting, and then they asked me for commercial references, and the company I was with, I didn't have the right commercial references. So I had an offer from Pro West, which is the company I'm with now, and Bob Schober gave me, a healthy offer to come over. He gave me a healthy offer to come over, and then also support to go sign this commercial complex, which I thought it was just one commercial building, and that ended up turning into a whole shopping center and a property management company that owns over 1 million squares of roofing in Arizona. So since that, I've turned that one deal that I brought over with the help of Pro West into a $1.3 million claim, and growing.
Running our race, just at our pace. Made some mistakes, but learned a few things. So I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
I grew up as an only child, so there was a lot of anxiety and difficulty getting along with others, and then, just alcohol and drugs kind of just like numb that, you know, and made me the life of the party. And then you add girls with that, and I'm like, oh, this is where I should be. So I really just got caught up in that, and how it, you know, how I'm wired is like I can't partially do that. There was no on and off switch. It was like I'm either in or I'm out. And you know, I got arrested a bunch of times. Got 5 DUIs by the time I was 22. Lots of drug charges, in and out of jail, in and out of sober livings. Yeah, just, you know, moving and trying to find myself in disappointment, and I caught myself just continuously stuck in working in the restaurants, which was kind of conducive to partying. So I would always bartend and then get off work and go out with the coworkers, and yeah, just got caught and stuck in that lifestyle, and you know, eventually that turned into, you know, heavier drugs, and me leaving. I was living in California. I was bartending all over LA, and I was stuck in the cycle, and eventually had to pull myself out to go to rehab in Arizona. And I thought I was going for 2 weeks. Didn't go for 2 weeks. Ended up, they told me it was a year program, and then just had conviction to stay. You know, I had conviction to stay, but I had a lot of mess ups. You know, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 30 days, year and a half, and just continuously had mess ups, and throughout that, you know, became homeless, living in my car, missing a window, and then eventually, you know, broke down to family and friends and just told them I needed help. But like, I'd always grown up in it was more so for me. It was just that I took advantage of the So yeah, I took advantage of my dad and my mom and just all the resources that they gave me. And so when I was homeless, my dad, when I was homeless, my dad had just passed away in 2019, and my usual go-to, which, you know, I love my dad to death, but a lot of the reason that I stuck and stayed in addiction was because he would always, you know, help me out whenever I was in trouble, whether it's put me in rehab, in a nice rehab, or just give me extra money to get by, you know, help me out with rent, pay my way, food. Like, I never felt like my bottoms were that much of a bottom, because I always had this safety net that my dad would give me. And it's not his fault by any means, but it just took me a lot longer, because all he knew was how to love me, and his love was just give me more and support me. But what I needed was for him to just ignore me and to not support me financially like he was. So in 2019, you know, my dad had just passed, and I'm homeless in my car, which had never happened before, because my dad would never let that happen. So then when I didn't have him to reach out to, I was left to my own devices, and that kind of put me in the bottom of the barrel. And it's like, okay, now you've got to deal with the pain that you created. You know? So I went in a state-run facility, Crossroads, which is a blessing, but like it's not a pretty situation. it's metal bunk beds stacked up, 10 plus dudes in a single room. I look back now and I love that place, but like when you first go into there and like, I was not used to that. I was used to like nice things and nice places that I was living. I literally came from Kentucky to Malibu to Mesa, and then became homeless, and it was the bottom that I needed. But like, yeah, unfortunately, my dad had to pass for me to grow up. So, and I don't know, it's pretty cool because part of that story is, my dad, like I said, owned a commercial roofing company out of Kentucky, and all my dad wanted me to do is succeed in whatever I wanted to do, and he wanted me to be happy. And he passed, but he never got to see me build a single roof. So, I think Rose is here. So yeah, now I get to. So yeah, now I get to go throughout life. Now I get to go throughout life and build roofs and know that my dad would be proud. And even though he didn't get to see me build a single roof, I get to honor. I get to honor my family. I get to honor my family and kind of carry on this legacy and be proud of who I am. Because for a long time, I just wasn't proud of who I was. But yeah.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same. I made a splash, now all of my past is last, like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is a buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the graves. Never gon' fumble it, I get the bag and I run with it. Gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse, I am not impressed. I don't need a rash coming in with last, then you see the flash. Elohim with the melody and the he supply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread.